guys, this is Jenna here. It is currently 9:36 p.m. on May 31st. And also an update, I did finish Dumpling, so I did read all 7 books that I put in my wrap-up. One second. I just dropped the damn book. But okay. Here's just a disclaimer. I have, been in a really bad, contemporary and romancy mood. High fantasy right now doesn't interest me whatsoever. If someone, last month, I wanted to desperately read A Corner of Thorn and Roses, and now I look at that book, and I have absolutely no interest in reading it. So, maybe if I, start out this month with a couple of contemporaries and romances, and I end it with, one fantasy novel, then maybe in July I'll be in more of a fantasy mood. I don't know, but I'm kind of panicking because I have mostly all fantasy here, in my bookshelf, but I'm in a contemporary and romancy mood. What do I do? But okay. So I have 8 books on this list, and this is what I just scraped together here. There's probably books that I'll cheat with this because there's so many romance contemporary books that I want to read that I just haven't bought yet. And so yeah, I may cheat. But the book that I will first be reading this month, and which I started today, is Mosquito Land by David Arnold. This book centers on a girl named Mim Malone. She is not okay. Her dad shipped her off to Mississippi with him and his new wife after he divorced her mom. But then she finds out that her mom is sick back in Cleveland, so she takes this Greyhound bus to Cleveland without telling her parents. She just picks up her life and catches the Greyhound. Apparently, she finds some eccentric traveling companions, and along the way, she will learn what it truly means to be okay. And so far, it's pretty good. I'm having a bit of a harder time getting into it than I did Dumpling. Disclaimer, this is such a good book. I loved it so much. I love it. I relate to it so much, and it was such a good book. Okay. Another book that I want to read this month is The Heir by Kira Cass. This is the spin-off to the Selection series. I say this is not the Hunger Games. No. I say spin-off, but they call it a continuation of the Selection series, but really, it's a spin-off because it's their daughter. But yeah, basically, this is the 4th book in the Selection series, or you can call it the 1st book in the Selection spin-off. Whichever works. But I need to read this, and then I need to read The Crown, but I'm going to have to order it off of Book Depository because it's not out in the U.S. in paperback until freaking October. Another book I would love to read this month is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. This is about a vet, what do you call him? A vet tech student drops out of veterinary school and joins the circus. What is it called? He joins basically he joins the circus, falls in love with the ringmaster's either girlfriend or wife, and together they rescue this elephant that is being abused in the circus. I only vaguely remember this because I remember watching the movie with Rob Pattinson and Reese Witherspoon a while back, 6 years ago. No, 5 years ago or something like that. But, romancy. I know I'm not into historical fiction, at all, but knowing that this has some romance aspects to it that I know that I'll like, this should be good, and I'm psyched. Hope I can get into that because I'm going to be really sad if I can't. Okay, I'm trying to get the fantasy ones out of the way because I only chose 3 like, not high fantasy, but they're fantasy-ish to try to get me back into the swing of things. Another book that I want to read this month is The Walls Around Us by Nova Rinsuma. I know that I have had this on my TBR since freaking, like, May. But, yeah, this is about, what the heck is it about? It's one of the... Ori's dead because of what happened out behind the theater in the tunnel made out of trees. She's dead because she got sent to the place upstate, locked up with those monsters, and she got sent there because of me. On the outside, there's Violet, a dancer days away from life of her dreams, when something threatens to expose the shocking truth of her achievement. On the inside, within the walls of Aurora Hills Juvenile Detention, there's Amber. In prison for so long she can't imagine freedom. Tying their worlds together is Oriana, who holds the key to unlocking all the girls' darkest mysteries. It's a ghostly story of suspense told in two voices, one still living and one long dead. So, like, it's hard to give a synopsis on that because, like, it's so vague that you kind of just have to read the little excerpt on the back. The synopsis, sorry. But yeah, this is a mystery. I'm trying to, like, really scramble my taste in genres because I cannot just be addicted to contemporary and romance for forever. I can't just always read my guilty pleasure reads. Like, I can't, no. So yes, I want to read this. Okay, and this book, I just love the cover of this book. I want to read The Female of the Species by Mandy McGinnis. I know I read the synopsis, I just don't remember what it's about. Oh. Alex Kraft knows how to kill someone. Apparently when her older sister Anna was murdered, the killer walked free. She uncaged the language she knows best, which is the language of violence. Her crime goes unpunished. Alex knows she can't be trusted among other people. So she basically becomes a recluse. She, and a loner and stuff. But Jack Fisher sees her. He's the guy all of the girls want to be, star athlete gunning for valedictorian with the prom queen on his arm. Guilt over the role he played the night Anna's body was discovered hasn't let him forget Alex, and now her green eyes admit a constellation of freckles. What? Have his attention. He doesn't want to only see her, he wants to know her. So does PK, the preacher's kid, a girl whose identity is entangled with her dad's job, though that does not stop her from knowing the taste of beer or missing the touch of her ex-boyfriend. Okay, so apparently Alex is this violent girl after her sister dies and the killer walked free. She kills the person that kills her sister, but the jock that finds her sister's body wants to get to know her, and also the preacher's daughter wants to be her friend. And PK and Alex start working together at this animal shelter, and they become friends. And Alex starts becoming friends with her and starts caring for her. Circumstances bring them all together, but during a party, Alex's darker side breaks out, setting the teens into a collision course that will change their lives forever. I'm super excited to read this, like, holy crap. I love this cover. Okay, so here's the jacket, and then I love it. So yeah, those are all the contemporary and romance and mystery and blah. So now come the fantasy-ish. Atlantia by Ali Kandi, which is about a siren named Rio. She's dreamt above the sky and the sand above that is beyond her underwater city of Atlantia. But her twin sister makes an unexpected decision that strands Rio below, alone and ripped away from the only person who knew her true self. She's guided by a dangerous and unlikely mentor. She formulates a plan that leads to increasingly treacherous questions about her mother's death, her own destiny, and the complex system constructed to govern the divide between land and sea. Her life and her city depend on Rio to listen to the voices of the past and to speak long-hidden truths. So, this is a fantasy. I don't know if it's romance. Let me go read the little subtitles. Just as fantasy, fiction, fantasy. Okay. Then I would like to read The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken. I know this book is so heavy. I will never get over how fucking heavy this book is. Like, but basically this is about a girl named Ruby who, after the, what do you call it? Okay, so after this plague that killed off most of America's children, the children that did survive this plague developed these superhuman abilities, and so the government is afraid of these children that have these powers, and so they make these rehabilitation camps, but really they're concentration camps for these kids with powers. And Ruby is apparently one of these really dangerous ones. She barely escapes this concentration camp, and she's on the run, and she's looking for the safe haven for kids like her, and she joins a group of kids who have escaped their camp as well, and she starts falling for the brave leader. No, the brave leader is falling for her. But she doesn't want to get close because not after what happened to her parents, which is like making me want to read it now. So yeah, they arrive at this camp and nothing is as it seems, but this sounds so good, I cannot wait to read it. And then lastly, this is the book that I'm hoping to reread that will kick me out of my non-fantasy slump, and that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Yes, I have already read the series. Yes, I am rereading again because I love it so much. This is about a girl named Clary Frey who goes to this pandemonium club with her best friend Simon for her birthday, I think. She doesn't expect to witness a murder, but she witnesses a murder that was done by these teens with odd marks on their body. She then later discovers that they are shadow hunters. They rid the world of demons, and they keep the werewolves and the vampires in check. They are Nephilim, the offspring of angels, and they were put on this earth to rid them of demons. So then she gets swept into Jace's world. That's Jace. But her mother disappears, and Clary herself is attacked by a demon. So all of a sudden the demons are interested in her, and she gets the sight, which basically means that she can see the shadow hunters. So she can see the markings. So I think everybody knows where that's going, but I love this book and I cannot wait to read it again. But yes, let me just grab all my books. It'll work. I really hope I can read all of these this time. I want to at least read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to at least read 8 books this month because technically this month I read 7. But in June I want to read at least 8, if not like 10. I'm trying to up my count. Fuck. So yes, these are the books that, oh my god, The Darkest Minds makes this so much heavier. These are the books that I plan to read in June. Ow. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I always appreciate it. And even if you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway. I guess. If you, yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I always appreciate it.